Hello kiddies, welcome to episode 250 of TechSpert Weekly. And to celebrate this illustrious milestone, here's some of the definitive highlights of the past 250 shows. Your mum wants to stuff me? Ow, my penis hurts. Wasn't that marvellous? So this week we're peering into our shiny ball to see what Samsung has in store for us with the all-new and surprisingly different Galaxy S26 lineup. That's followed by some hot reactions to Apple's latest launch shenanigans and of course the metaphorical mailbag of viewer comments. Jingle me. TechSpert Weekly. So the new Samsung Galaxy S26 series will be leaping into our reality in early 2026, just as we're hoying the last of the dried out Christmas turkey scraps at Lurkin Pigeons. And according to the internet, which of course is a bastion of all that is good and true, Samsung's flagship family is changing quite a bit next year. For a start, there's apparently no Galaxy S26 or S26 Plus. Apparently the lineup will be the Galaxy S26 Pro, the S26 Edge and the S26 Ultra. That Pro model looks like it'll be the baby of the group, while the Ultra is another almighty git and the Edge neatly fills that space in the middle. And yes, that's right kiddies, even though the Galaxy S25 Edge went down like a turd sandwich, where the bread was replaced with yet more turds, it looks like Samsung will indeed be gifting us with the sequel next year. Hooray, hooray, etc. The new S26 Edge will apparently slim down even further from 5.8mm to just 5.5mm. But it should more than make up for that with a bloody massive Poco-style mega rectangle camera bump, just like Apple's effort. And as you can perhaps imagine, this redesign has been rather well received among the online community. Here's a comment on x.com from Titblaster2002 who says, in better news, Samsung has apparently boosted the battery capacity, which was one of the biggest flaws of this original slender bag, from 3,900 mAh to 4,200 mAh. And meanwhile, the Galaxy S26 Pro model will apparently be a 6.27-inch smartphone, so only marginally bigger than the regular Galaxy S25. And then last up, the S26 Ultra model is even more ultra-sized than usual at 6.89 inches, helped by an almost non-existent bezel. Plus of course you've got that trusty S Pen stylus once again bunged in that bottom hole, probably without any Bluetooth again. The brains of the Pro and the Edge Galaxy S26s will apparently be Samsung's own Exynos 2600, and that is of course the sequel to the Exynos 2500 which powered the Galaxy Z Flip 7. The 2500 was pretty decent for gaming type shenanigans, so hopefully the 2600 will smash a good bit of wuthering waves without evacuating its bowels. And meanwhile, the S26 Ultra will go for a Snapdragon 8 Elite 2 instead, so expected to be a proper beef platter with lashings of beef smothered in beef dripping and beef curtains. No wait, not that last one. And the S26 camera leaks so far are pretty boring to be perfectly honest, so I can't be bothered to whiffle on about them. But needless to say, it appears that most of the specs will remain the same for the S26 generation, including a 200 meg shooter for the Ultra, plus another dual lens telephoto setup, and possibly little more than a slight tweak to the apertures for the other S26 models. So far, so utterly awe-inspiring, but while there's been the usual online cock teasing about Samsung possibly finally cramming some silicon carbon battery tech into its new S26 blowers, it looks like that was all the usual predictable sack of intestinal expulsions, and any capacity gains will be minor at best, as with the Edge. And besides all that, it's your usual One UI shenanigans overflowing with a steaming helping of AI, which apparently still includes a bit of Bigsby for some reason. Like, when you've already got Gemini on there, why on earth would you choose to use Bigsby? I mean, that would be like owning a Porsche, but using your kid's playbus to get yourself down the shops. But anyway, there you go. That's a whole bunch of stuff on next year's Samsung Galaxy S26 smartphones, what I just read off of Tech Radar. So what do you reckon? Bangers or clangers? Definitely let us know down in the comments below. And now kiddies, as a special treat, let's have a bit of a squint at what happened with Apple's latest iPhone launch shenanigans on Tuesday. Uncle Spurt reacts to stuff and some of it makes him glum. Some makes him happy, some makes him mad, and some of it is your mum. Hip hip hooray kiddies, it's the most exciting day of the year, Apple launch day. And of course your Uncle Spurt is well prepared as always, so let's settle in and pray it isn't a Lord of the Rings length extravaganza. I do not get all this ore-dropping bollocks for one. What cryptic bollocks is this? Apple's marketing twats absolutely love to cram random words together to form meaningless expressions. And they say maybe Apple is finally gaining self-awareness because ore-dropping sounds exactly like ore-dropping. And of course to drop an ore means to make a cataclysmic mistake. Oh look, shut up, it's finally starting. Ah, great way to start the show with a quote from Steve Jobs, the last person at the company who actually gave a f***. Oh, Jesus, come on, skip the bollocks. Oh, God, I really wish they wouldn't do all the swoopy, zoomy bollocks. Makes me feel a bit pukey. Christ, and now I need a piss. Hang on, Timmy, mate, I'll be right back. Right, what did I miss? Oh, Christ, not bloody AirPods. No one cares. Ugh, f*** this noise. I'm off to the bogs again. Bladder like a bastard squirrel. Oh, right, where are we up to? Still bloody AirPods? Jesus Christ, it's going to be 2026 before they finally get onto iPhones. Uncle Spurt reacts to stuff and some of it makes him glum. Some makes him happy, some makes him mad, and some of it is your mum. So that was a recap of all the highly arousing Apple action from Tuesday. And yes, your Uncle Spurt will be reviewing some of those new iPhone jobbies. Can't bloody wait. And now it's time for the traditional TechSpurt weekly dessert of viewer comments. Although frankly I'd rather send it back and exchange it for a tall glass of whiskey. Viewer comments.
What are you waiting for?
So last week, of course, I was in Berlin for the big old IFA 2025 Tech Expo, and Techno 2020 says, I kind of hoped I'd accidentally bump into you, forgot I should have gone to pubs instead of the actual expo. Yeah, not gonna lie, I basically did the Motorola Lenovo launch and then I f***ed off straight down the pub. Ended up eventually staggering around the Tagon at 1 AM in the pitch black, not a single bloody light in that thing. I'm surprised I didn't end up flapping about in some bloody lake, although I might have done and just forgotten about it. Conor McWilliams says, Uncle Spurt loves the sausage. I bloody do, you know. This right here was my dinner that very evening in Berlin. I do try not to be one of those wankers who takes a photo of every bit of food he's about to shove into his face, but frankly that was a work of art. It was like Salvador Dali himself had drizzled the curry sauce all over that enormous prime banger. Noisy Boys is recommending some suitable TechSpurt weekly moments for the kids to enjoy before they're about to sit an exam and just get themselves mentally in the zone. So he suggests, how about the intro to TechSpurt Weekly episode 159 for a bit of fleshlight dry and stand chat? Or perhaps go all the way back to episode 61 for the relaxing TechSpurt meditation intro to calm those pre-exam nerves. I can't remember the fleshlight thing, but yeah, that sounds legit. And yeah, the meditation intros, really enjoyed doing those. I'm really tempted to do another one, but boy did they go on far too long. The viewer drop off in those first 2 or 3 minutes on those videos is absolutely horrific. Perhaps not too surprising when you consider people were probably clicking on this video expecting some sort of well-informed tech chat, and instead were being ordered to close their eyes and imagine me shagging their mum in a lake. Last week, of course, I also banged on about some of the very best smartphones due to launch here in the UK before the arse end of 2025. Lone Star Rob says, left off the OnePlus 15, I'm more interested in that one because I've always wanted the Oppo Find X series in the States. Almost every rumour so far on the OnePlus 15 and the Oppo Find X9 series suggests that they'll be almost exactly the same. Yeah, you can certainly see it going that way. There's a lot of strong collaboration between Oppo and OnePlus when it comes to the hardware and the software on those blowers. Hopefully the OnePlus will have its own identity, and I also really hope that if they are very similar, it doesn't mean that the Oppo Find X series isn't launching in the UK and the US and stuff. But we shall see. Next up, GoFum says, I'm still sporting the Oppo Find X3 Pro and it's still going strong, so I won't be changing that for at least another year. Yeah, good for you, man. The camera on the Find X3 Pro was an absolute banger, and I'd imagine still takes incredibly good photos. Although, was that Snapdragon 888, the Find X3 Pro? A bit of a toasty one, that one. SebT3363 says, still waiting for a Sony Xperia 5. I wish there were more compact phones. Yeah, you might want to settle into an exceptionally comfortable seat with at least a crate or two of single malt if you're going to be waiting for that one, because it's going to be a long wait. Although I just read some leaks today, apparently Sony is coming out with a new Xperia 10 smartphone, which I really was not expecting, so maybe the Xperias aren't dead in the dirt. Woody Mathauser says, still not one smaller compact phone on the horizon. Spoiler alert, I have actually just finished shooting a update to my best compact phones video, which I haven't done for quite some time. And I'm expecting a fair bit of rage in the comment section for that one, because pretty much none of them were under 6.3 inches. Lol. Ryan IGI says, excuse me, Moto G6 you say? Have we just travelled back in time 7 years? If bloody only, mate. Although that would mean going through obviously the whole COVID bollocks thing again. Stuck inside with now to do but drink excessively. Hang on, how is that any different to now? But on the Moto G6 thing, it's actually written Moto G06, just to avoid any confusion, which obviously worked wonders here. And AJE4349 asking when the G06 is out in the UK. I believe that's around sort of mid-October time. It's roughly a month from now. On the Trump phone, Captain America says, I'd rather teabag an angry honey badger than get anything from grifter Trump. And Virtual Winter SWE says, looks like the Trump phone will give the Escobar phone a run for its money. You know, I'm not actually sure who I would rather give all of my money to for an imaginary smartphone. A Swedish grifter licensing the name of a bunch of mass murdering drug dealers, or that crusty bloated tangerine. Johnny UK says, would you be able to make a top 5 phones with an SD card slot video? Never mind top 5, I'm struggling to think of 5 off the top of my head that even have an SD card. I mean, obviously flagship wise, you've got the Xperia 1 Mark 7, and then in descending price order, it's a drop of about £1,000, and then just like a couple of cheapy budget things, some Moto efforts. It's pretty much bloody it right now. I bang out of time again, so I better make these last couple of comments. Horizon92 Lee says, could you test out Zenless Zone 0 on the new iPhones? I mean, it's taken me roughly 2 years now just to learn how to mash the buttons appropriately in Wuthering Waves so I don't have my kidneys immediately pulled out through my arsehole. And don't make me learn yet another game, please. And Perfect Imperfection says, at this point, Chris's liver is basically non-existent. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that dissolved way back in 2008. So massive thank you to everyone who commented last week. Please do tappity-tappy-tap your comments down below. We'll get around as many of those as possible next weekend. Speaking of next week, what the f is next week? Alright, so next week is actually a massive twat as far as tech stuff's concerned. So on September the 17th, that's Wednesday, you've got Meta Connect. So everyone's favourite human-shaped lizard, Mark Zuckerberg, will be slithering his way onto stage to show off the latest Meta hardware. And your Uncle Spurt might have a wee video in the pipeline on that one. Wink wink, nudge nudge. And on the 18th, Nothing is launching its new Ear 3 buds. So again, come back for a semi-deaf old twat's opinion on those. And then on Friday the 19th, Huawei is launching some fresh new smartwatches over in Paris, the romance capital. As long as your idea of romance is accidentally stepping in runny dog shit as you desperately try and stop some from nicking your smartphone. And because it's such a ridiculously action-packed week, and for a large chunk of it I won't actually be here, sadly I won't be Techspert Weekly next week, but I promise I will be back the following week where I'll be reporting once again from Germany, kind of randomly, because Xiaomi is launching some kit over there. And that's happening in Munich, so I'll definitely be taking advantage of the situation to get a bit of Oktoberfest action on the go and hopefully shoot a video for you fine folk and put that over on the Spurt Hole channel. And a massive thanks to everyone who's already subscribed to that, despite the fact it's basically just me getting horrifically smashed. But yeah, I love you guys. Please do poke subscribe, ding that notifications bell if you haven't already, and make sure you have yourselves a ruddy, wonderful weekend. Cheers everybody, love you.